I want to give all praises to the Most High Elohim, Yahweh, and His only begotten Son. And I'm gonna do another part 3 of the labor. I'm gonna let the word speak for itself. Because if any man speak, let him speak in the oracles of the Most High. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna let these scriptures speak for itself. Because the scripture's gonna basically break down everything anyway. So this is a mission accomplished. Apart as far as our forefather Abraham, he having a servant. We had servants way before we ever were servants. So this is a mission accomplished on Abraham sending a servant to find Isaac his wife, and that's his labor. So I'm gonna get down into that even more on how much of a job this is. All right, so let's get straight into it. Genesis 24, chapter 24, verse 2. And Abraham said unto his eldest servant of his house that rule over all that he had, put I pray thee, thy hand under my thigh. 3. And I will make thee swear by Yahweh, thy Elohim of heaven, the Elohim of the earth, that thou shalt not take a wife unto the son of the daughters of the Canaanites, among whom I dwell. I know y'all thinking like, how is the Most High name is inside of the Bible? Well, the Most High, he show favor to the ones he love, okay? I'm going to just leave it at that. All right, number 4. But thou shalt go unto my country and to my kindred and take a wife unto my son Isaac. Okay, now this is a job, all right? Dealing with the eldest servant, okay? That's more proof that the Most High, it's actually more proof that we have servants as well. All right, 5. And the servant said unto him, peradventure the woman will not be willing to follow me unto this land. Must I needs bring thy son again unto the land from whence thou comest? 6. And Abraham said unto him, beware that thou bring not my son thither again. Yahweh Elohim of heavens, which took me from my father's house and from the land of my kindred, and which spake unto me, and that sware unto me, saying, unto thy seed will I give this land. He shall send his angel before thee, and thou shalt take a wife unto my son from thence. And if the woman will not be willing to follow thee, then thou shalt be cleared from my oath. Only bring not my son thither again. And the servant put his hand under the thigh of Abraham his master, and sware to him concerning this matter. That matter. 10. And the servant took 10 camels of the camels of his masters and departed. So, and the servant took 10 camels of his master. That means he took 10 camels, 10 rides. That's like a person at a job taking 10 vehicles, from his employer, to go on that route that he need to go. It's the same thing as labor. All right. And departed, for all the goods of his master were in his hands, and he arose and went to Mesopotamia unto the city of Nahor. Okay. And he made his camels to kneel down without the city by a well of water, and at the time of the evening, even the time that woman go out draw water. Now back to Nahor. If anybody who really know the scriptures, they will know that that's Abraham's brother. All right. 12. And be said, O Yahweh Elohim of my master Abraham. Now I'm gonna say this again because that's very important. And he said, "O Yahweh Elohim of my servant, of my master Abraham." So that it wasn't a Canaanite Elohim. That was basically Abraham Elohim. Okay, so there you have it right there. And he said, "O Yahweh Elohim of my master Abraham, I pray thee, send me good speed this day, and show kindness unto my master Abraham. Behold, I stand here by the well of water, and the daughters of the men of the city come out to draw water. And let it come to pass that the damsel to whom I shall say, let down thy pitcher, I pray thee, that I may drink, and she shall say, drink, and I will give thy camels drink also. Let the same be she that thou appointed for thy servant Isaac, and thereby shall I know that thou hast showed kindness unto my master. And it came to pass before he had done speaking, that behold, Rebekah came out, who was born to Bethuel, son of Machir, the wife of Nahor, Abraham's brother, which her pitcher upon her shoulder. And the damsel was very fair to look upon, a virgin, neither had any man known her. And she went down to the well and filled her pitcher and came up. And the servant ran to meet her and said, let me, I pray thee, drink a little water of thy pitcher. Now, to who may concern that don't know what's going on right now, this is Abraham sending his servant to find his son a wife. Okay, that's very hard to do. That's very a job to do. That's like saying I want to send one of my friends to go to New York to find me a wife that's out there in Harlem. You get what I'm saying? That's a job to do, to bring her back to me. You get what I'm saying? So if you don't know what's going on, this is what's going on. All right. And the servant ran up to meet her and said, let me, I pray thee, drink a little water of thy pitcher. 18. And she said, drink, my master. And she hurried and let down her pitcher upon her hand and gave him drink. And when she had done giving him drink, she said, I will draw water for thy camels also until they have done drinking. And she hurried and emptied her pitcher into the throat and ran again unto the well to draw water and drew for all his camels. Now that was a virtuous woman. She had hospitality. That's what you call hospitality right there, and manners. Okay. And the man wondering at her and the man wondering at her held his peace to wit whether Yahweh had made his journey prosperous or not. And it came to pass, as the camels had done drinking, that the man took a golden jewel for the forehead of half of shekel weight, and two bracelets for her hands of 10 shekels weight of gold. And that's another cut on Amalek, because they women ain't wearing no jewelry anyway. But anyway, and 23, and said, whose daughter art thou? Tell me, I pray thee, in their room in thy father's house for us to lodge in. 24. And she said unto him, I am the daughter of Bethuel, the son of Milcah, which she bare unto Nahor. 25. She said, moreover unto him, we have both straw and provender enough and room to lodge in. Do you know what that means? That means that he went way out there in a land to find this woman, and not only that, she had a place for him to stay, and he ran across the exact right woman that he was looking for. Okay, further to prove it on the next verse right here, 26. And the man bowed down his head and worshiped Yahweh. He worshiped our God. Man, that's deep. 27. And he said, blessed be Yahweh Elohim of my master Abraham, who had not left destitute my master of his mercy and his truth. I being in the way, Yahweh led me to the house of my master's bedroom. I'm going to say that again. And Yahweh led me to my house of my master's bedroom. I'm in my master's bedroom. So what that means is, don't get it twisted to think that Most High can't lead other people that outside of the 12 tribes of Israel, you know, to do the right things for us too. You know, we got to get that out of our head. You get what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna read that one more time. That's a cut on anybody who out here playing games. You know, I'm being in the way. Yahweh led me to the house of my master's bedroom. 28. And the damsel ran and told them of her mother's house these things. 29. And Rebekah had a brother, and his name was Laban. And Laban ran out unto the man unto the well. And it came to pass, when he saw the earrings and bracelets upon his sister's hands, and when he heard the words of Rebekah, uh, his sister, saying, Thus spake the man unto me, that he came unto the man, and behold, he stood by the camels at the well. And he said, Come in, thou blessed of Yahweh, wherefore standest thou without? For I have prepared the house and a room for thy camels. And the man came into the house, and he ungirded his camels, and gave straw and provender for the camels, and watered to wash his feet and the men's feet that were with him. And there was set before him to eat. You know why they say that right there? And water to wash his feet and the men's feet that were with him, because it was mostly desert type of sand he was dealing with them camels. You know what I'm saying? You ain't have close shoes like we do nowadays. And there was set before him to eat. But he said, I will not eat until I have told my errand. And he said, Speak on. Now, this is dealing with a job right now. You know what I'm saying? Our people nowadays, they will eat before they even finish the job. But this is right here showing in ancient time, we had to complete our job before we even eat. I'm going to read that again. And there was set before him to eat. 33. But he said, I will not eat until I have told my errand. And he said, Speak on. 34. And he said, I am Abraham's servant. Woo! I am Abraham's servant. That means he's a servant of Abraham. Okay, 35. And Yahweh had blessed my master greatly, and he becoming great, and he had given him flocks and herds and silver and gold and men servants and men servants and camels and asses. 36. And Sarah, my master's wife, bare a son to my master when she was old, and unto him had he given all that he had. And my masters made me swear, saying, Thou shalt not take a wife to my son of the daughters of the Canaanites, in whose lands I dwell. So that's a Canaanite going to get another a woman of Abraham lineage, of his nationality. You know, 38. But thou shalt go unto my father's house and to my kindred, and take a wife unto my son. All right, it wasn't with all that interracial marriage and things back then. All right, 39. And I said unto my master, Peradventure the woman will not follow me. And he said unto me, Yahweh, before whom I walk, will send his angels with thee, and prosper thy way, and thou shalt take a wife for my son of my kindred, of my father's house. Then shalt thou be clear from my oath, when thou comest to my kindred, and if they give thee not one, thou shalt be clear from my oath. And I came this day unto thee, and came unto the well, and said, O Yahweh Elohim of my master Abraham, if now thou do prosper my way which I go, behold, I stand by the well of water, and it shall come to pass that when the virgin come out forth to draw water, and I say to her, Give me, I pray thee, a little water, thy pitcher to drink. Why by the well of water? You know why? Because it's the well of life. It's living water. Rebecca was the forefront of living water. As long as Sarah too, but she was at the water, at the well. This is water. What we're reading right now is living water. Okay? I don't want to go too deep. I'm going to stick to the subject of labor right now. Okay? And she say to me, Both drink thou, and I will also draw for thy camels. Let the same be the woman whom Yahweh had appointed out for my master's son. And before I had done speaking in mine heart, behold, Rebekah came forth with her pitcher out her shoulder, and she went down unto the well and drew water. And I said unto her, Let me drink, I pray thee. And she hurried and let down her pitcher and said, Drink, and I will give thy camels drink also. So I drank, and she made the camels drink also. And I also asked her and said, Whose daughter art thou? And she said, The daughter of Bethuel, Nahor's son, whom Michal bare unto him. And I put the earrings upon her face and the bracelets upon her hands. And I bowed down my head and worshiped Yahweh and blessed Yahweh Elohim of my master Abraham. which had led me in the right way to take my master's brother's daughter unto his son. And now, if ye will deal kindly and truly with my master, tell me, if not, tell me, that I may turn to the right hand or to the left. That means if he came and did this in vain, or if he didn't come do that in vain. He didn't come way out there to that land to play games. He wanted to know. 50. Then Laban and Bethuel answered and said, the thing proceeded from Yahweh. We cannot speak unto thee bad or good. Woo! Now that's deep on a lot of levels, okay? 51. Behold, Rebekah is before thee. Take her and go, and let her be thy master's son wife. And Yahweh has spoken. 52. And it came to pass that when Abraham's servant heard these words, he worshiped Yahweh, bowing himself to the earth. For real. So that means his job wasn't in vain. All that thing that he did in vain, and Abraham told him this, and the angel was with him. 53. And the servant brought forth jewels and silver and jewels of gold and raiment and gave them to Rebekah. He gave also to her brother and to her mother precious things. 54. And they did eat and drink, and he and the men that were with him, and tarried all night. And they rose up in the morning, and he said, send me away unto my master. 55. And her brother and her mother said, let the damsel abide with us a full year, or at least 10 months. After that she shall go. And he said unto them, hinder me not, seeing Yahweh has prospered my way. Send me away that I may go to my master. You didn't want to stay out there for a year. 57. And they said, we will call the damsel and inquire at her mouth. We. And they called Rebekah and said unto her, wilt thou go with this man? And she said, I will go. Know what that means? Mission accomplished. All right. 59. And they sent away Rebekah, their sister, and her nurse, and Abraham's servant, and Rebekah's and Abraham's servant and his men. Now, this is the very portion. This is important on verse 60 right here. Very important. And they blessed Rebekah and said unto her, our sister, be thou the mothers of thousands of millions, and let thy seed possesses the gate of those which hate them. You know what that means? You know what that means? And thou blessed Rebekah and said unto her, our sisters, be thou the mother of thousands of millions. You know how many Israelites that is? We're talking about the Native Americans. We're talking about the so-called Native Americans, so-called Puerto Ricans, so-called Mexicans, so-called Jamaicans, so-called Italian, Argentinas, Brazilian, African Americans, Haitians, man, Mexicans, who else? A lot of people. Samoans too. The Hebrew Samoans too, from the tribe of Naphtali. Who else? I don't want to forget nobody, man. It's just so many Hebrew Israelites. All right, that's thousands of millions. All right, forgive me if I did forget people. From Argentina to Guatemala to Panama, to the Cuban, Manasseh, the Colombians. All of us, all Hebrew Israelites. All right, 61. And Rebekah arose and her damsel, and they rode upon the camels and followed the man, and the servant took Rebekah and went his way. And Isaac came from the way of the well, Leharah, for he dwelt in the south country. I may have pronounced that wrong. Please forgive me. 63. And Isaac went out to pray in the field at the eventide. And he lifted up his eyes and saw, and behold, the camels were coming. 64. And Rebekah lifted up her eyes, and when she saw Isaac, she lifted up the camel. 65. For she had said unto the servant, what man is this that walketh in the field to meet us? And the servant had said, "It is my master." Therefore she took a veil and covered herself. And the servant told Isaac all the things that he had done. And Isaac brought her into his mother Sarah's tent and took Rebekah, and she became his wife, and he loved her. And Isaac was comforted after his mother's death. So basically, that was mission accomplished on a labor of finding. Um, that was the mission accomplished. That was labor. So that's like, actually, truck drivers know this. If you have to go to a whole different other um, place to take that journey, you don't know if it's in vain, and you don't know if it's not. You know what I'm saying? And that goes for like truck drivers, that go for bus drivers, that go for limo drivers, that go for taxi drivers. Anybody who taking journeys know that you hope that you can make it there safe, and you hope you can make it there back. And you hope that everything goes well, and you hope that the Most High be with you. If you're a spiritual person, especially if you're Israelite, you already know you praying for this type of stuff. So obviously this servant wasn't even his God wasn't even our, let me say this right. Our God wasn't his God, but he worshiped our God on the behalf that it came to pass exactly how Abraham said it would. So he had no choice but to bow down and worship. That's how you bring these Gentiles into the light. Okay? So with that being said, this was a great lessons on labor part 3, dealing with mission accomplished on Isaac. Actually, Abraham sending his servant, the Canaanite, to go find his son Isaac, his wife. And all praises to the Most High Elohim for that. And that's exactly what happened. And that was a prophecy in 27 verse 60 that still ain't even came to full-fledged to pass yet. It said in the gates of those who hate them. That still ain't even came to pass yet. People think every prophecy that happened in this Bible came to pass. Well, that did not come to pass yet. All right. Well, all praises to the Most High for that. And I hope that you learned something from this, and let the Most High be with you. All praises to the Most High Elohim.